Well, now, as the market has evolved and grown, and as talent has been built, and engineers now have, 10 years of experience building, and more even, building video streaming platforms, now it's actually very possible for small teams with
Yes.
the right infrastructure and the right engineering support to be able to go build exactly what they need, and to do it cost effectively, to save money in the process, and all of the benefits that we've already talked about, leaving the vendor lock in, leaving the high markups, because you are very, very correct. The dirty little secret, if we want to put it that way, is that, to start, it is very affordable. The cloud is very affordable, right? When you only have a small number of users, and you're starting to scale, like, wow, the cloud is cheap. And it's true. It is,
It is.
relatively speaking. But what do you do when all of a sudden you've moved from several thousand users to 100,000 users? What do you do when you suddenly break 1 million users? What do
That
you do when you're suddenly at 10 million users, and that scale continues, and all of a sudden it's not affordable anymore?
No, and then you start to think about how do I get discounts. You start talking about year-long commits, and then ultimately you're stuck in the same position as you were 10 years ago with the data centers.
Yeah.
But what you mentioned is completely correct, because over the past decade, also the technologies have become more standardized, right?
Yeah.
We've seen the move towards containerization. It's very easy to move applications
Exactly.
from one platform to another nowadays.
Yeah.
10 years ago, it wasn't there. So we saw the same in the gaming industry. 10 years ago, it was completely logical and made sense to move from the traditional cumbersome data center propositions towards the ultimate flexibility in cloud. But now, skip ahead a decade later, and you see that the data center propositions have also evolved to support and enable that hybrid business model. And it's not like you need to hire 50 new engineers again to manage the same Kubernetes pods that you're already managing on your cloud instances. So in that regards, life has become easier. But I also very much understand that getting things to change also
Yeah.
can take some time.